too late because of the technical problems. I was ready, but you people were still joining. So let us start with the point which we are already begin with, that is the functional anatomy of. In the last lecture, we have discussed on the respiratory system of bivalve. So today we are going to begin with the excretory and reproductive system of bivalve. Let's see how much the time permits, and accordingly we will frame the lecture. So before starting with this excretory or the reproductive system, let's have some highlights of the lecture which we have already discussed, or the highlights of the last lecture. In last lecture, we have discussed on the respiratory system, the main respiratory organs. Which are the two respiratory organs? First one is, yes, gills, and
Gills. Gills.
second organ is mantle.
Mantle.
Mantle, right. Gills, but the major,
Mantle.
yes, very good. The major part of the respiration is carried out by gills, but mantle also assists in the process of respiration as they are highly vascularized. So how the gill appears as far as the structure is concerned, how the gill appears? They are in the form of one pair of gill lamina is present on either side.
Vertical V-shaped rods.
Yes. Gill, which
Filamentous
gill
structure.
lamina is larger?
Filamentous
Which gill,
structure.
which gill lamina is larger? Inner or outer?
Outer.
Huh? Yes. Inner gill lamina is larger than the outer gill lamina.
Inner.
Gill lamina is larger than the outer gill lamina. Okay. Further, the gill laminae, both these laminae are having, they are having inner and outer gill lamella. Inner and outer gill lamella. Okay. This gill lamellae, they are
Yes, sir.
divided. Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Some disturbance is there, so I'm asking
हो
you.
सर येतोय आवाज.
Huh. Now, the very important structures, these two gill lamellae are separated by vertical partitions, which are called as septa or interbranchial septa. They divide the gill lamellae into vertical water tubes. Why I am revising this? Because the structure of the gills plays an important role as far as the reproductive system is concerned, as well as the development of the larva is concerned. Is that clear? So water tubes are there. These water tubes, The water enter into the gill lamina through the apertures. These apertures are called as dash. What these apertures are called as? Tiny apertures are present.
Supra.
Ostia. These are called as ostia. Okay. So water enters into the gill lamina to this ostia, and they are provided with the gill laminae are provided with the gill filament. And we have studied the structure of gill filament. These filaments are made up of ciliated epithelium, and they are supported by the chitinous rod inside it. So these gill filaments are provided with three types of cilia. Which are these three types of cilia? Can you name the different three types of cilia? Yes.
Frontal
Tell me
cilia,
the
lateral cilia,
very
and
good. And
hello,
ah, okay, very good. These
frontal
cilia,
cilia,
they play
lateral
role.
cilia, आणि lateral.
Very good. Yes, very good, very good. These cilia, they play important role in creating the water current. And because of this beating of these cilia, a water current is created which drives the
Yes.
water from the inhalant siphon into the mantle cavity. Okay. Now, so these are the highlights of what we have
Yes.
studied in the last lecture. Now, actually, we are going to begin with the excretory system and the reproductive system of bivalve. So, first of all, we will be discussing on the excretory system. So, let's have the what points which we are going to cover in this today's lecture. Uh, Main excretory organs are kidneys, location, structure. Another excretory organ is the Caber's organs. So, first of all, we'll be discussing on the excretory organs, and later on, if time permits, then we'll be switching towards the next, that is the reproductive system. Okay. So first of all, the excretory system, which mainly consists of two organs, a pair of kidneys, and a pair of Caber's organs. Now, the kidneys, they are also called as organs of Bojanus. The name Bojanus is given after the name of the discoverer because the scientist Bojanus discovered, he first of all find out the location and the function of kidneys in the bivalve. Now, location, they are located beneath the floor of the pericardium on the either side of vena cava. Now, if we have come across this diagram while studying the respiratory system. This is the sectional view, transverse section of the body through the anterior region of the gills region. Other than the gills, what structure we can observe here is the location of the foot. This is the location of the foot, which divides the mantle cavity into dorsal and ventral, and that is why where the gills are located in this cavity. At the base of this foot, see, here is the location of the kidney in the sectional view. This is the sectional view. A pair of kidneys present. Here, this entire structure is the pericardium, which encloses it. This is the ventricle, which encloses the rectum, and so on. So in the sectional view, here is the location of the kidney in the vicinity of the suprabranchial chamber lying on the either side. See. Now structure shows each kidney is a long, dark and glandular tube opens at the both the ends. Now how it opens at the both the ends, that we are going to do. It is bent upon itself like a uh, road, Nagmode rasta जसा असतो, of having a U-shaped tube. The loop of the posterior side and both ends at the anterior side. The two limbs of the loop lie parallel to one another, thus kidney shows two parts. Now let's observe in this diagram. See how it appears. So this is the bent structure, bent upon itself, forming a U-tube. Location of the kidney proper. This is the location of the pericardium. In the vicinity of pericardium, here is the actual diagram from the book, and this is the diagram which I have sketched. This is the ventricle through which the rectum is passing. This is the actual location of the kidney and the two limbs. See, kidney proper, it is a lower or ventral arm. This is the lower or ventral arm. Brown in color, spongy and glandular. It is thick-walled and opens anteriorly into the fluid-filled pericardial cavity. See, as it has turned upward like this, and see, rhinopericardial aperture, this aperture is opening into the pericardium or pericardial cavity. This is the point that you should remember. See here in the diagrammatic view also you will find that this is the kidney proper, this is the anterior rhinopericardial aperture opening into this pericardium. Okay. Another part is ureter or urinary bladder, what it is called as. It is the upper dorsal arm. This is the upper dorsal arm, non-glandular, lined by the suprabranchial chamber of the gill inner gill lamina. Why I am saying inner gill lamina? If you see this, see this is the inner gill lamina of the either side. This is inner gill lamina. त्या inner gill lamina, inner gill lamina आणि outer gill lamina. आणि त्याच्या vicinity मध्ये इथं here right here is the location of this ureter by the small aperture. So the suprabranchial chamber of inner gill lamina by the small renal aperture means here is the तिथं आपण लेबल केलेलं आहे suprabranchial chamber. इनर गिल लॅमिनेचा suprabranchial chamber मध्ये renal aperture ने हे ओपन होते ureter proper. लक्षात येते का? So this is the renal aperture, urinary bladder or ureter, what it is called as. Where it is opening? It is opening in the suprabranchial chamber which is above the inner gill lamina. लक्षात येते? Hello?
हो सर.
So kidneys are having two limbs. This is the lower or ventral, this is the upper or dorsal. This runs anteriorly and opens into pericardium, and this aperture is called as rhinopericardial aperture, while the dorsal or upper arm, this arm turns back and having a renal aperture opening into the suprabranchial chamber lying above the inner gill lamina. The bladders of both the kidneys communicate by the oval aperture. Both the kidneys means this way, इकडची आणि इकडची. Both they are communicated with the oval aperture present in between them, like this. Okay. Now, mechanism of excretion. How the excretion process occurs. Ventral portion of kidney, that is kidney proper, extracts guanine. This is important. The word guanine, the part of MCQ, the excretory product which is in the form of guanine is extracted by the ventral portion of kidney along with the other nitrogenous waste products. Kutul from pericardial fluid. Pericardium encloses the heart and heart is surrounded by the pericardial fluid. See again, this is the pericardium, heart is enclosed in the pericardium. Here also you can see this is the pericardium, this is the heart enclosed in the pericardium, but this space is occupied by the pericardial fluid. Okay, pericardial fluid, as well as from the blood supplied to the kidney. So the extraction of the nitrogenous waste products done by the kidney proper in the form from the pericardial fluid and the blood which is supplied to the kidney. But even walls of the pericardium are supposed to secrete waste material from the blood into coelomic cavity. The ciliated epithelium of the bladder, ciliated epithelium of the bladder म्हणजे कशाचा? This dorsal. Internally it is lined by ciliated epithelium. This ciliated epithelium of the bladder develops the outgoing current, thus carry the excretory fluid from the bladder to the suprabranchial chamber, and from the suprabranchial chamber which leads to the excurrent siphon, which leads to the excurrent siphon. So thus here the excretory products, they are released into the water. So kidneys not only plays a role in removal of the nitrogenous waste products, but kidneys are supposed to play a role in the mechanism of osmoregulation. How this happens? Because of this, there is, see, as we are studying the freshwater animal, bivalve is a freshwater organism, animal. So the body fluids of the bivalve, they are having high concentration than that of the surrounding medium, isn't it? The body fluids, they are having high concentration than that of the surrounding medium. So because of this difference in the osmotic pressure, during the process of osmosis, what happens? The fluid is flowing from lower concentration towards higher concentration. Are you getting me? Fluid is flowing from the lower concentration towards higher concentration. Exactly is the opposite case as far as the marine animals are concerned. Marine animalच्या बाबतीमध्ये काय होतं? Surrounding medium water is having high concentration of salts, while as the body fluids of the marine animals, they are having concentration less than that of the surrounding medium. So there are chances that here also osmotic pressure is there and difference is there. So body fluids are flowing from the body towards the surrounding medium. So conservation of the water is a problem in front of the marine animals. But in case of freshwater animals, excess amount of water, to get rid of the excess amount of water is the problem. So as we are studying the freshwater animal bivalve, the water is tending to flow from the surrounding medium inside the body of the bivalve. So there is the requirement of the removal of this excess amount of water. So such elimination of water is done by the kidney during excretion. So water and so maintenance of water and salt balance is the osmoregulation. So kidney plays an important role in removal of the nitrogenous waste products. Also it maintains the osmotic balance by undergoing the process of osmoregulation. Now next one is the Caber's organ. Caber's organ. Now again concentrate on this diagram. So this is the Caber's location in the sectional view. These are large reddish brown glands situated in front of the pericardium. See, this entire structure is pericardium. Here in front of the pericardium, it discharges waste material into pericardial cavity. So whatever waste products which are collected by this Caber's organ, they are released into the pericardial cavity, and finally they are eliminated through the kidney. So, why this pericardium is playing an important role, or how the pericardial fluid is having the nitrogenous waste products they are excreted, which we have mentioned here, because here is an aperture. What that aperture is called as renopericardial aperture. This renopericardial aperture is present where it is present? It is present in the pericardium, isn't it? So it is extracting the waste products from the pericardium also, and thus it is eliminated through the kidneys. Finally, it is eliminated through the kidneys. From the pericardial fluid, it is brought into the kidneys. From the kidneys, lower limb, it is brought into the upper bladder or ureter, and this upper or bladder ureter is opening into the suprabranchial chamber, where this renal aperture is opening. It is opening in the suprabranchial chamber, where this suprabranchial chamber is present. Where this suprabranchial chamber is present. Yes. Where the suprabranchial chamber is present. Hello? Hello? Where the suprabranchial chamber is present. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Nikita? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello? So here we have completed the excretory system. We will continue the reproductive system in the next lecture. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? अरे कुठेचा गायब होता है हा? I am asking you some question. Where are you?
Hello.
I have asked you this question, but nobody is listening. Where are you? Renal aperture opens into suprabranchial chamber. Where the suprabranchial chamber is located? Nikita, where were you? कुठे गेली होतीस? हॅलो. Okay, we'll stop here. Nikita?